Hello friends, welcome to Department of Plant Pathology, KDSP Agriculture College Nasik. In last lecture, we have studied all three types of rust, that is black stem rust, leaf or brown rust, and yellow or strip rust. Now, today we are going to see loose smut of wheat. It is one of the fungal disease and its causal organism is Ustilago nuda variety Tritici, or it is also known as Ustilago sigillum variety Tritici. This smut disease is very common in wheat crop, and the symptoms of this wheat smut are like conversion of earheads into black mass of spores, and there is no grain formation occur when the severe infection of this wheat smut occurs. The infected heads emerge from the boot 1 to 3 days earlier than those of the normal healthy plants. As a rule, all the glumes should be chaffy, and these grains in a smutted head are completely transformed into blackish color powder. The sooty mass is composed almost entirely of millions of telespores. The spores are quickly dispersed by wind during the flowering period of normal heads, and by harvesting only an erect bare rachis where remains on the plant. All the floral parts of the head except for the rachis and pericarp membrane are invaded by the mycelium of this fungus, and it gets converted into loose aggregates of smutted spores called as teleospores. This fungus bears chlamydospores which serves as a resting structure, and these are pale olive brown spherical to oval in shape. These smut pores germinate and produce promycelium or sporidium. The promycelial cells fuse and give rise to germ tube that enter the ovary through the stigma and become established in the embryo, remaining dormant until the seed germination. So, the promycelium is very important factor that give rise to formation of germ tube occurs from the promycelium, and that germ tubes puncture the cell wall of the ovary and enters into the ovary and become established, and all the embryo got infected due to this mycelium, and such infected embryo or such infected seeds, in that they can survive as a dormant condition until the germination of that infected seeds. Here you can see in image, this is the life cycle of wheat smut. As we have seen that the infected seeds containing the infected mycelium inside the embryo serves as a primary source of inoculum, and such infected seeds, when sown into the field, the fungus grows systemically, eventually invades heads and kernels. That means the infected seeds, which having the dormant mycelium inside the seed, serves as a primary source of inoculum, and when the plant arises from the ground, they also grow systemically as per as the plant growth. After that, powdery mass of spores replaced by these sputted spores, and the grain formation was not occur. After that, these sputted spores blown by wind to adjacent plants in the field, and it got infection to the younger tillers which were inside the field, and it is developing stage of the wheat crop. At that time, the spores were landed on flowers of healthy plants and germinate and infect the embryo by forming the germ tube. After the infection of this embryo, the infected embryo along with that all seed as present inside the kernels, and such infected seed when harvested, they got mixed with healthy seed, and after that in the next season, when such contaminated seed when used for sowing purpose, there is the emergence of this wheat smut, In that way, this life cycles continues until the development of spores or until the harvesting of the wheat crop. In predisposing factor, three main factors which were much more responsible for development of this disease are wind, that means wind carrying the infected smutted spores from infected portion to the healthy portion. Similarly, moderate rains and cool temperature, that is 16 to 22 degrees Celsius, is favorable for development of this disease. For controlling this loose smut of feed, it is very difficult task for a plant pathologist, but we can apply integrated disease management practices in somewhat how we can minimize the initial inoculum and we can control this disease at primary level. For that case, we can use resistant varieties like Kalyan Sona, PV18, WG307 and SD450. These are some resistant varieties we can use for sowing purpose. Similarly, we can also do the hot water treatment, which is invented by Jensen in 1908. In that, we can do this hot water treatment in three different steps. In first step, we have to soak the seeds in cold water for 4 hours, and in the second step, such soaked seed should be immersed in hot water at a temperature of 132 Fahrenheit or 52 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes or 11 minutes. After that, in third step, such soaked seeds should be dried in the shade before sowing, so that this hot water treatment can kill the embryo, kill the mycelium present inside the embryo very effectively. In that way, we can avoid the primary infection by this hot water treatment. Another next important seed treatment is solar heat treatment, which is invented by Luthra and Sattar in 1934. In that, soak the seed in water for 4 hours, as same as we have seen in hot water treatment, and after that, in the second step, such soaked seed should be exposed to the sun's heat for 4 to 5 hours from 12 noon to 5 pm on cement or rocky surface. This is also one of the very effective and most simple treatment for controlling the primary infection. Another seed treatment is anaerobic seed treatment. In that, soak the seeds for 2 to 4 hours in water between 60 to 70 Fahrenheit and keep the moist seed in airtight containers for 65 to 70 hours and then dry the seeds and then use for sowing. So in that way, we can do all three types of seed treatment for avoiding the primary infection. Similarly, we can also do the seed treatment with fungicides like Vitavax 0.2% or Benlate at 0.2% or Propiconazole 0.1%. This will also helpful for avoiding the primary infection. A combination of Vitavax with Thiram is very effective for controlling this disease. Similarly, after the emergence of this disease, we can control this disease at primary level by spraying with systemic fungicides like Propiconazole, Hexaconazole. These are some fungicides which were found effective against this loose smut of feet. But the most important thing is that the infection of this loose smut is inside the embryo. So the seed treatment and hot water treatment or use of healthy seeds is very much important point for controlling this loose smut of wheat. Thanks for watching this video. In next lecture, we will see the kernel bud of wheat and Alternaria blight of wheat. Thank you.